Howdy y'all, this is Texas Gaming Industries here, and welcome to episode 21 part 5 of my Let's Play of Transport Fever 2. In the previous episode, we built our new extension of tracks in Brazil to connect to Sao Paulo with the coast at Santos, as well as connecting to this butchery here at Franco da Rocha. And in this episode, we're going to add some signals and get our first trains here in South America up and running. Now, let's basically start off with signaling at the far end of the route. Now, because how the country of Brazil is different to that of Italy, I'm basically going to use American-style railroad signals instead of the Italian ones that I used back in Italy. First of all, I got to get some double X crossings here so trains could easily enter and exit the platforms. And then, after putting in one-ways, such as this, and here, and here, we can now start expanding the line outwards. I believe the line that is going to be used eventually for another railway will basically be used for carrying some unique commodities down, such as, I believe, coffee beans? Who knows? It's going to be a while before we'll get started on that. Plus, since I don't have any dwarf signals, I am not placing any of these signals in the tunnels because, for one, if a train gets stuck up there and the signalman accidentally sets the signal to clear, it's not going to end pretty. Same for the bridges, as I'm concerned if multiple trains are on one bridge, it might not be strong enough. I'll connect these here and here. As for the branch lines, however, these generic UK signals will basically be used on the branch lines and industrial spurs. Connect there, and there, here, and here. We'll also place a non-one-way signal on this line connecting to the cattle ranch, and here for the freight and passenger platforms here at Mogi. Alright. We'll add some more of these signals here near the city. And place them right here. I placed one just before entering. I realized in the last episode I kind of messed up on that track, but it's fine. As long as I'm able to get this signaling system finished and up and running, everything should be okie dokie. I believe once we get food into basically Brazil, then I believe we'll finally get started on transporting, ooh, I forgot to add another passage switches here. I believe after we get food into Sao Paulo, we'll finally get started on using the local reserves of coffee beans in Brazil and bring them back into Italy. After all, Italy needs their coffee beans so they can have nice hot piping cups of espresso and cappuccinos. And I also forgot to add some double crossover switches here. Because if my tracks are set one way, the trains will have to enter the platform in one direction and then leave in that same direction, instead of them being able to be turned around so they can easily drop off a load and then return back to the beginning, thus saving time. Connect here and here, here, and here, and also here on the mainline interchange switch. That done, we're going to start adding some signals on this section of track here, here, and here, and then also on this line and into the tunnels that lead to Franco de Rocha. Some signals here, 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 and here, and also on this. And I also forgot to add a pair of passing switches here too. Alright. Then I'll have to add some here, here, and add a signal here. Alright. Now that the main line is fully signaled and ready for operation, it's time to get some equipment and then get some lines set up. We'll basically build a Y track here and place down another engine depot. And, like I said, since we're basically in another country, we're going to use American-built equipment to operate our first few trains here. I'm going to get rid of these because they're a little too close. But first, we got to set up some routes. We're going to set up some passenger trains first. Now, since these trains are going to be in Brazil, we're just going to get them colored in a darker livery and put the B in there to showcase they're a Brazilian service. We'll put this as local train A. Parentheses B, local train B. And B, local train C. And get that recolored. Then we gotta get some freight trains up and running too. We'll connect this cattle ranch to here. Put this as B, freight train A. Put it at dark blue. Have a full load of 10 minutes. Commodities being delivered to the butcher will basically use platform 3. And then I'll get another train to go through here to Sao Paolo. It will be B, freight train B. And this will be recolored to purple. And this will be dark blue as well. I also noticed that this train is going to be using the freight bypass track. I don't want that, because it will clog up the main line. So I'm going to use this signal as a waypoint. Plus, since I want people to be able to connect to the station there, let's see. I'll place down a station in most of Santos, right there, and connect this here. We'll have one station for, well, for the industrial district, and one here for the residential and commercial districts. So, let's see. Brazil bus service A. It's going to be a dark yellow. Put this on platform 1, dark yellow. And this is going to be Brazil bus service B. And now that we have our route set up, let's get some equipment. We'll get 4 of these yellow open-top carts to pick up the passengers in Santos and bring them to the station. Make them yellow again, and put them onto bus service B. And now we gotta get some trains to operate on our new local services. Let's take a look. We do have a couple of other locomotives that we could use, though I'm reserving the John Bull 420 and the Baldwin 6 wheels to operate on that branch line that leads to the fishing farm, though I think the Norris 440 Virginia could actually be used on that branch line instead. So the John Bull will be used on the local passenger trains. We'll use a couple of these little carriages, and I'm out of money again. Great. Guess I'll have to borrow more money from the bank, have more debt on my company, and basically try super hard just to make a simple profit. Let's put it up to 275 million on the low. Alright, we'll need about 4 of these. Well, 3, basically. Brazil, unable to find path to stop. Oh, I did not set up the slip switches. And that slip switch is a little too tight. I'll have to build a regular switch to connect it to it. Let's try that again. Local train A, B, and C. Now I'll just need some freight equipment. I'll use this 440 American to carry the loads of cattle. Since we don't have a stock car yet, we'll have to use this particular type. We'll add a caboose. Actually, now that I think about it, we're still using link and pin couplings down in Brazil, so why would I need to use knuckle coupling rolling stock? So we're gonna switch things up and use some of these British livestock wagons instead. We'll put this on freight train A. And with that freight train in service, we'll need another engine to deliver the loads of well, food. We'll use one of these Baltimore and Ohio Thatcher Perkins 440s to handle that service. We'll add a couple of these wagons. Actually, again, link and pin couplings, so actually, let's switch it up with another locomotive. I'll just save these for express passenger trains. Let's just add another one of these 440s and use some of these Norture cargo wagons. I'll put this on freight train B. And now we'll also have to focus on the transport of carrying people from Sao Paolo station into the town. Guess it's time to operate a trolley service here. We'll basically build through town. And then add some stops. We'll connect there. Connect here. Connect the industrial district and the commercial district. And some of the residential district here. We'll need to place down a trolley depot. Let's see. Alright. This will be Brazil Trolley Service A1, because I have another one planned to operate in Santos. Give this an orange color. Then just do the same one in the opposite direction. Brazil Trolley Service A2. And give it that same color. And we'll purchase about 6 of these trolleys. Put them to work on this one and this one. Alright, I don't see any particular crossovers that could basically lead to magically switch from one track to a... Oh. Not on Washington Street, which is oddly enough American named. Okay. Seems like trolley service. Let's see. There we go. Let's start the game, and then let's get started on transporting commodities. Now with my John Bowles handling the local passenger trains, and my 2 440 Americans handling the freight trains, I believe we'll basically start making some pretty good money, as our cattle ranch is starting to fill up with cattle bound for the stock market. Not stock market, I meant to say the butchers. Though, I do feel like Franco could use a better service of transporting people to and from the station. So let's add one here. Let me just spin this around, connect, and we'll just call this B Bus Service C. Make that yellow, and then just get some buses. And then just get about 4 of these, and put them to work on the line. Well, our passengers are starting to wait at the station bound for Sao Paolo. That's good. So at least they'll have a better connection to the outside world. Where our 440 American is waiting patiently to enter the block, while our train that was supposed to carry cattle races through. Huh. This little caboose actually fits pretty well route height-wise with these livestock wagons. Now, it's going to be a little bit of time before the arrival of cattle to the butchers, so I'm going to cut this video right here, and I'll see you all in just a moment once the cattle arrives at the butchers and the first load of foods arrive in Sao Paulo. And we're back, as our train of food arrives in Sao Paulo, and we're now ready to tackle our next challenge for this map.
The Industrial Revolution brings new opportunities. Therefore, those new machines are in high demand in fast-growing Brazil. Transport machines from the machine factory in Caserta to the port of Naples, where they will be shipped to Santos. One of the main industries that benefited from the Industrial Revolution was the textile industry. Sao Paulo is the ideal place for clothing manufacturers, due to the close proximity to the cotton plantations. Transport cotton from the plantations near São Roque to the textile factory in Sao Paulo, and deliver clothes in Jundiaí.
Alright, our next task is very simple. We need to deliver machines to Santos, and then deliver clothes to Jundiaí, which is located right here on the far end of the map, which will be very beneficial as our terminus station. But we also have to connect to a couple of these cotton plantations. Now, there's a textile factory not too far from the main line, but that one is in a very odd space. And as for the machines, they'll be produced here in Caserta and need to be delivered. Why do I be having a freight train picking up machines there? I'm basically putting it as an unload. Because this train is only traveling to Caserta, but I'll have to get started on another freight train. I'll be filling this up full with 10 minutes. This will be freight train D. and it will basically deliver the machines down to the port. But I should also expand this area with some new track. But first of all, I have to get rid of these buildings that are blocking the way. That should do it. And then I just gotta connect these two tracks together. I'll be placing a single there, fill it up, and then take it down to the port on track 1. And now I gotta get another train to operate this new machine service. Get another one of these Nord 080s, and let's see, which wagons? I need a train car that can carry machinery on board. That one carries minerals, this one carries flat objects. Seems like these are the only ones that can carry machines. Yeah, I need to fix some of these. There we go. A couple of these box cars. Let's see. That should be enough. I'll buy it and put it on Freight Train D. And it will only fill up with machines. And unload machines. Which is good, because now Freight Train D is starting to get machines from the factory. And once it brings it down to the port, everything should be okay. So, as of right now, I believe we'll call it an episode. So if you enjoyed this episode of my Let's Play Transport Fever 2, please be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe for new video uploads every Friday or Saturday, depending on my outside schedule. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Bye!